I still remember the exact moment my world imploded, like a scene from one of those thriller movies where the hero's life unravels in slow motion. It was a rainy Tuesday evening in our cozy suburban Chicago home, the kind of night where the streetlights flickered through the downpour, casting eerie shadows on the walls. I'd come home early from work, my laptop bag slung over my shoulder, expecting to surprise Emily with takeout from her favorite Thai place. But as I turned the key in the lock, a strange hush fell over the house. No welcoming aroma from the kitchen, no soft hum of her favorite playlist. The door creaked open, and there they were, frozen in the dim glow of the living room lamp. My wife of 8 years, Emily, tangled in the arms of my best friend, Mark. Her lips on his hands gripping her waist like she was his to claim. My heart slammed against my ribs, a raw, guttural gasp escaping my throat. "What the hell is this?" I whispered, but it came out as a roar in my mind. This was no fleeting mistake. This was the truth revealed, the dark secrets of my marriage spilling out like blood from a fresh wound. In that instant, my true betrayal story began, a real-life confession of heartbreak that would consume me. The warm hues of our early days flooding my memory like a montage of happier times. Emily and I met in college, back when life felt full of promise. She was the vibrant marketing major with that infectious laugh, always turning heads at campus parties, while I was the quiet software engineering student buried in code. We bonded over late-night study sessions that turned into whispered dreams about the future. "Alex, you're my anchor," she'd say, her green eyes sparkling as we walked hand in hand through the quad. We built our life brick by brick. The wedding in a quaint lakeside venue. Vows exchanged under a canopy of autumn leaves, promising forever. Then came the house in the suburbs, a 2-story colonial with a white picket fence that screamed American dream. I worked long hours at Technova, climbing the ranks as a lead developer, all to give her the stability she craved. Emily thrived in her marketing career, jetting off to conferences, her charisma landing big clients. We were the couple everyone envied, weekend brunches with friends, cozy movie nights on the couch, even adopting a golden retriever named Max who became our furry child. But cracks had started forming, subtle at first, like hairline fractures in glass. It began about 2 years ago, right after Emily's promotion. She'd come home late more often, her phone buzzing incessantly with work emergencies. I'd brush it off, trusting her implicitly. "Just closing a deal, babe," she'd murmur, planting a quick kiss on my cheek before vanishing into the home office. Mark was always around too, my college buddy, now my colleague at Technova. We'd grab beers after work, reminisce about old times. He was the charming one, the guy who could talk his way out of anything, while I was the reliable friend. Little did I know, he was weaving his way into my marriage like a shadow. Hints piled up. A unfamiliar cologne on her scarf. Whispered phone calls she cut short when I entered the room. Weekends where she'd visit her sister, but return with that distant look in her eyes. The suspicion gnawed at me, a quiet rage building like storm clouds. One night, after she'd fallen asleep, I couldn't resist. Her phone lay on the nightstand, screen glowing faintly. My fingers trembled as I picked it up. Her passcode was our anniversary, a detail that now felt like mockery. Scrolling through messages, my stomach twisted. Text from Mark, "Can't wait to see you tonight," followed by heart emojis and inside jokes that mirrored our own. Photos exchanged, intimate ones that made my vision blur with tears. But it wasn't just the affair. Buried in the threads were discussions about me. "Alex is so clueless," one read. "Once we pull this off, we'll be set." Pull what off? My mind raced. This wasn't mere cheating spouse drama. This was a calculated betrayal story, laced with dark secrets that threatened everything I'd built. As the rain pounded harder outside, I backed away from the living room scene, my phone in hand, recording silently from the hallway shadows. Emily's eyes widened in horror as she spotted me, pushing Mark away. "Alex, it's not what it looks," she stammered, but the words died in her throat. Mark scrambled for his shirt, mumbling excuses, his face pale under the lamp's harsh light. I didn't scream. Instead, a cold calm washed over me, the first spark of ultimate revenge igniting in my chest. "Get out," I said, my voice steady but laced with venom. They fled into the night, leaving me alone with the echoes of our shattered life. That night, I paced the empty house, Max whining at my feet, my thoughts a whirlwind of heartbreak and fury. How had I missed the signs? The late nights, the sudden interest in networking events with Mark. I called my sister Sarah, my voice breaking as I spilled the truth. "It's over, sis. She's been cheating with Mark." Sarah's words were a lifeline. "Gather evidence, Alex. Don't let them gaslight you." And so, the conflict brewed, my emotional narration turning from love to a quest for justice. Deeper into the night, I dove into the digital abyss, logging into our shared cloud account, another trust I'd never questioned. I found folders hidden under innocuous names. Emails between Emily and Mark, not just flirtations but plans. They were sabotaging my projects at work, leaking code ideas to competitors to undermine my promotion. "Once Alex is out, I can take his spot," Mark had written. Emily's reply, "And we'll have the life we deserve." My hands shook. This was relationship drama on steroids, a real-life confession of not just infidelity but professional treason. The miscarriage she'd claimed 3 years ago, our shared grief that bonded us tighter, turned out to be a lie. Medical records she'd forged, emails confessing she'd never been pregnant, using it to guilt me into staying when she first strayed. The downfall hit like a tidal wave, tears streaming as I collapsed on the floor, Max licking my face. "Why, Emily? Why destroy us?" I whispered to the empty room, but amid the despair, a resolve hardened. I wouldn't confront them yet. I'd play the long game. The next day, I acted normal at work, smiling through gritted teeth as Mark avoided my gaze. Emily texted apologies, begging to talk, but I ignored them, building my case. Sarah helped, suggesting a private investigator. "This is your karma coming, Alex," she said. "Turn the tables." As the days blurred, the suspense mounted: secret recordings, hacked emails, ethically, through a friend, piecing together their web of lies. The emotional collapse was real. Nights of insomnia, replaying memories tainted by deceit. Yet, each revelation fueled my inner fire, transforming heartbreak into a blueprint for justice. Fade to the office scene. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, cubicles humming with oblivious chatter. I overheard Mark boasting about a big win, his eyes darting nervously. That evening, back home, I set up hidden cameras, small, discreet ones in the living room and bedroom. If they're bold enough to meet here again, I thought, I'll have undeniable proof. The tension built like a thriller soundtrack, my pulse racing with anticipation. And sure enough, they did. A week later, the footage captured it all. Whispered conspiracies, stolen kisses, plans to frame me for corporate espionage. My moral compass wavered, revenge or forgiveness. But the rage won. "They think I'm clueless," I narrated inwardly. "But the truth revealed will shatter them." If you've ever suspected dark secrets in your own life, share in the comments below. Your story might inspire the next revenge tale. The office felt like a pressure cooker that following Monday, the air thick with unspoken tension under the sterile glow of overhead lights. I sat at my desk, fingers flying across the keyboard, but my mind was elsewhere, replaying the hidden camera footage from the night before. Emily and Mark, laughing in our living room, plotting their next move. "Alex won't suspect a thing," she'd said, her voice dripping with mockery. My stomach churned, a mix of nausea and fury. This cheating spouse saga had evolved into something darker, a betrayal story where love turned to poison. I glanced across the room at Mark, his smug grin as he chatted with colleagues, oblivious to the noose tightening. Inside, my thoughts screamed, "You took everything. My trust, my wife, my future. But justice is coming." Cut to a quick montage of my covert operations. Late nights in a coffee shop, Sarah by my side, sifting through printouts of emails and texts. "Look at this," she pointed, her finger jabbing at a message where Emily confessed to faking the miscarriage. "She used your grief against you, Alex. That's not just infidelity. That's manipulation. Tears welled up, but I wiped them away, channeling the pain into action. The conflict phase intensified, internal battles raging as I questioned my own role. Had I been too absent, too focused on work? No, this was on them. I hired Detective Harris, a grizzled ex-cop with a no-nonsense demeanor, through a discreet online service. "Give me 2 weeks," he grunted over the phone. "I'll dig up the dirt." As the days ticked by, the suspense built like a ticking clock in a suspense film. I maintained the facade at home. Emily had returned, tearful apologies flowing like a script she'd rehearsed. "It was a mistake, Alex. Mark means nothing." Her eyes pleaded, but I saw the lie in them, the dark secrets lurking. I nodded, forcing a smile, all while planting more evidence traps. One evening, as rain lashed the windows again, I accidentally left my work laptop open, baiting them with fake sensitive files. Sure enough, logs showed unauthorized access, Mark's IP address. "Gotcha?" I whispered, my heart pounding with a mix of triumph and sorrow. Candlelight flickering on the table, Emily pushing food around her plate. "We can fix this," she said softly, but I couldn't hold back anymore. Fix what, Emily? The affair? Or the sabotage? Her face drained of color, fork clattering. "What are you talking about?" Denial poured out, gaslighting me with tales of my paranoia. Mark called later, his voice shaky. "Buddy, let's talk this out." But the moral collapse hit me hard that night. Alone in the guest room, sobs racking my body. How did we get here? I thought, memories flashing of our honeymoon in Hawaii, waves crashing as we promised eternity. The heartbreak was visceral, a real-life confession of a man broken by those he loved most. Detective Harris delivered the bombshell midweek, meeting me in a shadowy park bench under overcast skies. "Your wife's been seeing Reynolds for 18 months, he said, sliding over a folder. Photos, them at hotels, dinners, even a weekend getaway disguised as a business trip. But the twist, Mark was blackmailing her. Emails showed he'd threatened to expose her if she didn't help him undermine me at work. She started it willingly," Harris added. "But now she's trapped." My mind reeled. This added layers to the karma. Emily wasn't just a villain. She was a victim too, yet her choices had sealed our fate. Rage mixed with pity, inner conflict tearing at me. "What do I do?" I asked Sarah later, over whiskey in her apartment. "Expose them both. Let justice prevail." The plan coalesced in cinematic detail. Anonymous tips to HR at Technova, highlighting the leaked code and conflicts of interest. I created a burner email, attaching snippets of evidence without revealing my hand. At home, the tension peaked during a confrontation in the kitchen, pots simmering on the stove like my boiling anger. "I know everything, Emily, the miscarriage lie, the career sabotage." She broke down, confessing in floods of tears. "I was scared, Alex." Mark pushed me, but her words rang hollow. The trust was ashes. Mark showed up uninvited, pounding on the door. Let me explain. The three of us in the living room, a powder keg of emotions. Accusations flew. Mark denying the blackmail, Emily turning on him. "You forced me," she screamed. I watched, detached, recording it all discreetly. As the downfall spiraled, work became a battlefield. Whispers in the hallways, Mark called into meetings. My promotion was back on track, but the victory tasted bitter. Nights blurred into emotional monologues. Staring at the ceiling, regretting the years invested. Was our love ever real? The pacing quickened. Harris uncovered financial ties. They'd opened a joint account, siphoning small amounts from our savings. The revelation crushed me further, but empowered the revenge phase. I leaked select photos to mutual friends anonymously, watching the social fallout begin. Emily's phone blew up with concerned calls. Mark's reputation crumbled. The mid-story twist hit during a stormy drive. Tailing Mark to a seedy bar, overhearing him on the phone plotting to pin everything on Emily. She's the weak link. Betrayal upon betrayal. My hands gripped the wheel, knuckles white. Back home, I confronted Emily alone, showing her the recording. He's using you. Her world shattered too, tears mixing with rage. For a moment, alliance flickered, but no, the damage was done. We're finished, I said, the words heavy with finality. Share your own relationship drama in the comments. What's the worst betrayal you've faced? The revenge ignited like a fuse in the dead of night. My home office bathed in the blue glow of multiple screens. I'd compiled the dossier. Emails, photos, recordings. A digital arsenal of truth revealed. No more waiting. It was time to turn the tables. Anonymously, I sent the package to Technova's HR and the company's ethics board, CCING key executives. Conflict of interest and corporate espionage, the subject line read. Cut to the corporate scene. Glass-walled conference rooms, suits shuffling papers. Mark was summoned first, his face ashen as he exited, avoiding my gaze. Emily's turn came via phone, her boss demanding an immediate meeting. I watched from afar, a mix of satisfaction and guilt churning inside. This is justice, I told myself, but the heartbreak lingered, echoes of our happier days haunting me. The fallout accelerated in rapid cuts. Social media buzzing with rumors, friends distancing themselves. Emily returned home in tears, packing bags. "You've ruined me, Alex," she cried, but I stood firm. "You ruined us first." The climactic twist unfolded when Mark confronted me at work, cornering me in the parking garage under flickering lights. "You did this," he snarled. But in his desperation, he confessed more. The blackmail was mutual. Emily had initiated it to climb the ladder faster. They turned on each other in emails I intercepted, accusations flying. Karma's poetry. Their alliance crumbling under the weight of their own dark secrets. I escalated the revenge with precision, leaking redacted evidence to a local news blog under anonymous whistleblower. Headlines blared, "Corporate affair leads to sabotage scandal." Emily lost her job, her reputation in tatters. Mark faced suspension, his charm no shield. But the emotional toll hit me during a solitary walk with Max along the foggy lakeshore. Waves lapped angrily, mirroring my inner storm. Was this worth it? Regret seeped in. The man I'd become, vindictive, calculating. Sarah reminded me over coffee. They deserved it, but don't lose yourself. The justice felt hollow at times, a real-life confession of revenge's double edge. Emily moving out, boxes stacked like fallen dreams. She begged for forgiveness in a final porch confrontation, rain soaking us both. "I loved you, Alex." Past tense stung. Mark vanished, rumors of him fleeing town. I thrived at work, promotion secured, but nights were lonely echoes. The final twist. Months later, a letter from Emily, admitting full culpability, seeking therapy. Karma had struck. She was rebuilding from nothing, while Mark faced legal probes for embezzlement I'd uncovered. Sipping coffee at dawn, Max at my feet. The betrayal story had forged me stronger, but scarred. Life's fragile, I mused. One secret can shatter it all. The haunting closure. Moving forward, dating cautiously, wary of trust. Was revenge cathartic or corrosive? An open question lingering in the air. In this emotional narration of relationship drama, karma prevailed, but at what cost? Thanks for listening this true betrayal story. Subscribe for more revenge tales. Like if justice resonated, and comment. What would you do if your cheating spouse's secrets shattered your world?